Today is Sunday, 28th June 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow followers, wherever you are, we greet you and with a welcome to our Energy News. We start today information by the end of the ECOWAS mission in Mali, which sub-regional organization had dispatched emissaries on Thursday, 18th June 2020 to try to decipher the tension between the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta, and the movement of 50 June, who are calling for his resignation. After meeting the parties of the presidential majority, the M5 and the head of the state, the emissary proposed several ways out to crisis, including the organization of partial legislative election in the constituencies where the results are disputed. An outright proposal rejected by deputies, including the President of the National Assembly, known as Moussa Temine, and the movement of 5th June. Together, let us follow this explanation by Fatoumata Terera.
For a lasting end of the crisis in Mali, the ECOWAS delegation insisted on the need to work for the reestablishment of a renewed climate of confidence between the Malian parties. Also, it wishes to avoid violence as a means of crisis resolution and to privilege the dialogue, to preserve the institution of the Republic. The goal, she said, is to maintain the stability of the country and establish a consensual government of national unity. The delegation mainly recommends partial legislative elections in certain electoral districts where the results have been contested. The mission notes that the Constitutional Court's judgment in the context of the dispute over the last legislative elections is the basis of the current socio-political tension. It therefore invites the government of the Republic of Mali to reconsider the results of all constituencies which have been subject of review by the Constitutional Court decision, said Jean-Claude Bro. For the president of the ECOWAS Commission, new by-elections for the constituencies concerned should be organized as soon as possible. This proposal by ECOWAS delegation does not seem to be unanimous. In the National Assembly, deputies maintain that the organization of by-elections under these conditions is unconstitutional. Among the deputies opposed to this proposal is Moussa Tembini, President of the National Assembly. More than 20 other deputies, headed by Ali Boubacar Diallo of ADP Maliba, are in the favor of holding by-elections. Opposition deputies, particularly those of Yelema Party, pled the dissolution of the National Assembly. The June 5 movement rejects these conclusions of ECOWAS mission. In a press release published on Saturday, June 20, the Semas of Imam Muhammad Diko of Malikura and FSD believe that the emissaries did not take into account the source of all the ills and all the crises in Mali, including poor governance, corruption, and the violation of republican and democratic principles for which President Ibeka is solely responsible.
The media group Energy has just been honored with a printing donating by a young man known as Shaka Konate. This gesture is to thank Energie Tv for the effort made in promoting the environment and the dissemination of good information. Great, we really appreciate this gesture from Shaka Konate. After the big demonstration of Friday, 19th June 2020 at the Monument of Independence of Mali, by the movement of 5th June rally of the patriotic forces known as M5 RFP held a press point this Monday, 22nd June 2020 at the headquarters of Semas. The aim was to inform the Malian population that their mission has not budget an iota and that their objective remains the resignation of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta, and his regime. Our different reporters, Koroti Munjila and Abubakar Bikiri Toure, were around to notice and to take the interview. Together, let us follow this explanation and more detail with Fatoumata Terera.
After the big demonstration on Friday, 19 June 2020, several remarks tending towards the demobilization of the population are heard. In order to overcome this, The M5 RFP, through its strategy committee, decided to inform the population about their goal during a press briefing that Monday, 22 June. They reiterated their vocation to go to the end of this struggle. According to them, the demonstration of 19 June last demonstrated the maturity of their movement. However, their demand remains the resignation of the President of the Republic and his regime. To say in an amplified way, Kogel Maika of the Front for the Safeguarding of Democracy recalled that after making the diagnosis of the situation in our country, they put on the table two major demands. The two essential demands, the first concerning the resignation of the President of the Republic of Mali and his regime, and the second, the release of the Honorable Soumaïla Cissé. In this press briefing, Mr. Issa Kaujim, coordinator of SEMAS, Mrs. Sikaja Tuso, and several great personalities of our country also took part. It was also an opportunity for the leaders of M5 RFP to announce that other politicians have joined their cause, notably Seibou Traoré of the PTR party, Mama Salamata of Adekam party, Jean Damele of PDM, Mamaika Sonke of the party, among others. The city of Fana turns out to be a center known for serious human savagery. The city had woken up again early in the morning of Wednesday, 10 June 2020, in yet another dreadful episode of intentional homicide. Indeed, the headquarters struck again and ruthlessly. A man of 8 of age was found beheaded. The victim's name is Bakari Sangari. After the crime, the murderer took the key of the field of the chagrin to the entire population. The sad news had gone around the world, reason why all the security units started to get their hands on the perpetrator of the crime. Thus, Divisional Commissioner Abdoulaye Jire, in charge of the police of the 3rd arrondissement, unswatted the file of his head of the research brigade, Captain Yusuf Koulibaly. The latter with his element was tracked by all over the city. To do this, the population was taken advantage of. The alleged perpetrator was spotted on Tuesday, June 25, 2020, at the Golonina Market in Commune 2 of the district in Bamako. According to reports, he was about to take a travel ticket instead of Nyono in the neighborhood. He is a criminal. The police had decided to not take the case lightly. This is why professionalism trumpet Divisional Commissioner Abdoulaye Jire to request support from the BCI Special Intervention Brigade at around 11 a.m. The police, in combined effort, put the person out of action at night. The operation went off without a hitch in front of a store. The accused was thus taken to the commissariat for the continuation of the investigation. During interrogation, it turned out that his name was Mamadou Diarra, born on May 21, 1973 in Fana. The alleged criminal was born of fires, Seydou and Awa Traoré. When informed of the facts, a delegation from the Fana Gendarmerie presented itself to the commissioner to request that the assassin be made available.
Always in the same place, the National Council of Society Organization, this Monday, 22nd June 2020, a press point at the Modibo Keita Memorial on the social political crisis. For a way out to the crisis, civil society proposes 5 points, including the resignation of the Constitutional Court, the dissolution of the National Assembly, and the formation of opening government. Our reporters Aruna Keita was around and noticed how people were really trying to inform and try to contribute it as well as the development in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for Energie Guest. Energie Guest is a rubric in which we try to interview those young leaders who are really contributing to the development of this country. And for that, we interview the head of the office of UNESCO, known as Edmond MOUKALA. Together, let us follow this interview. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow followers of Energie TV, wherever you are, we greet you and say welcome to our Energie Guest. Energie Guest is a rubric in which we try to find some leaders who are really inspiring people and who are really doing the great job. And today we have a great honor to meet one of the greatest leaders in this country, and he is the head of the UNESCO, which is United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, dear Edmond MOUKALA. Edmond MOUKALA, it's really a pleasure for us to meet you today and to interview you with a welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, the first question we're going to ask you is about the UNESCO. So could you tell a little bit about UNESCO to the population, especially the English-speaking community? What is UNESCO?
UNESCO is one of the specialized agencies of the United Nations system, specialized in the field of education, sciences, culture, communication, and social and human sciences. It was created at the same time with the inception of the United Nations, but it existed before in other formats as an institution specialized in education during the time of the League of the Nations. So UNESCO prime mandate has been really championing the action of the international community in the field of education, but it has also been recognized for its outstanding contribution in the field of world heritage, man and biosphere in the field of science, and many other similar activities, especially the defense of human rights, the right for journalists, as well as youth program that really targets the needs for youth contribution in development.
Okay.
So that's what UNESCO really stands for in general.
Okay. Now the second question will be, we're going to talk about the submission of the UNESCO from 2019 to 2020, like the main line. So what UNESCO has done from 2019 to 2020 actually. Could you a little bit tell us about the program?
The actions of UNESCO, while you might just stress the focus on 2019, but 2019 is heavily connected with what UNESCO has been really accompanying the Malian government after the aftermath of the extremist group in Timbuktu in particular, where UNESCO contributed significantly into the rehabilitations and the reparation of some of the building and World Heritage Monuments that were affected by the extremists. So UNESCO work in 2019 has been focused in the field of culture in particular, but also in the field of education. We have been working on the autonomizations of boys and girls in the educational system through accompanying them by providing adequate sanitarian conditions, adequate education materials, especially children in remote areas. Those have been really some of the championing programs that we've been carrying on. We have been also working on climate change program where a lot of work has been really done in raising awareness, putting in place mechanisms to ensure that the populations are sensitive, aware, and also cooperating in enforcing the values of sound environment, mental uses. We have also worked in the field of culture. I don't need to mention, you have the Malian government joined the World Heritage Committee. So Mali is a member of the World Heritage Committee for the next 4 years. In the field of intangible heritage, Mali has been making quite outstanding contribution in cultural heritage and living expressions. We have also done quite non-negligible work in the program on UNESCO action in the field of humanity. which is we're going to have one of the largest African forum on the field of humanity. So that's also it's a dimension that we have really done quite a lot of progress. So we have activities. Our work is normally done in close collaboration with the UN system. So we work very closely with other UN agencies. So it's not just a one single-out program, but it is a close collaboration within the UNICEF, UNDP, UNIFAM, UNFPA, OMS, FAO, and all the others, and in particular the MINUSMA, which champion really quite a large number of our programs and our work, and so Madame Baranga and as well as our this special representative from the Secretary General, Ms. Energie Tv, has been really championing really all the actions that we do here in Mali, in accompanying and collaborating closely with the Malian government.
Great. Now the next question is about effectively what you just said now, the collaboration between UNESCO and the Malian government. So what could be the different collaboration that you have done and the different action that you have achieved together?
First of all, there is nothing we can do in Mali without the Malian government.
Of course.
The Malian government is our first primary partner. We take into account all the legal framework provided by the government. The government underline the priorities, where the focus should be, and then from that those proposals, we come with approaches and solutions, how to address those challenges. Education has been really at the heart of the great challenge, in particular the issue of dropout of schools that have been closed, especially in the remote areas because of the extreme insecurity. Finding solutions how to address those challenges has been really one of the priority. Today with COVID-19, we have to address distance learning as an approach also in complementing the absence of access to classical education. Yes. We have been in dialoguing within the one UN system in seeing really ways to be more effective in accompanying the government in the field of education. Same thing also we do in the field of science and in the field of education, communications. But right now with COVID, our primary action has been more to help the raising awareness, the fight against COVID, using all those elements. So those has been really I would say that today, the last 3-4 months, we have been actively involved in working closely with the government as one UN, working with the government to defeat COVID-19 and to enable the development actions of the government that they put in place continue its course and to demonstrate that it is bearing results on the ground. We as the UN, we work with all the ministries. From the office of Madame the resident coordinator, who deals directly already with the Prime Minister. Some of us we deal with the different ministries. For example, from UNESCO we deal already with 11 ministries directly, with whom we have, depending on the project, the nature of the project, the needs, we interact with them. So we deal with minimum 11 ministries in implementing the different activities. UNESCO has 5 sectors, but those sectors are interconnected. If you take education, in education you have also job creations, capacity building, so you will deal them with the Ministry of Employment and Professionalism. You will deal with the Ministry of Family and Women. You will deal with the Ministry of Education and Higher Education. You deal so with the Ministry of Youth. So one program could already touch like 3, 4, 5 different ministries. And we want to make sure that there is a harmonious way in which we're interacting and working with them. And so we ensure that they are all informed, they are all involved, engaged, and the collaboration is strengthened.
All right, so thank you very much for that. Now the next question is about UNESCO, the prevention, the actions and the strategies to prevent this COVID-19. We have to acknowledge that this COVID-19 is affecting all around the world. So we want to know which kind of strategies or actions UNESCO has taken to prevent it.
Yes, you will understand that the fight against COVID, no one should be left behind. No one should be left behind means also that no one should be considered not essential in this process. So within the UN family, each one of us has a very specific role. We work, again, as I repeated myself, we work under the leadership of the special representative of the Secretary General and then the resident coordinator, resident coordinator, as well as the World Health Organization, which are already the three entities that set the tone on the way we deal and respond. So from UNESCO, it will be within the field mandate of UNESCO, so education. On education, we have the responsibility in ensuring that access to education is maintained through distance learning. In the field of science, we ensure that scientific elements are taken into account to ensure that not only that research work are really pursued, the protection of environment, the protection of natural sites are also taken into account, access to potable water, how it is dealt within this period of pandemic is also very important to address them. In the field of culture, you will find out that yourself many artists have been affected severely, yet the artists also have a very key role in raising awareness on the importance and protection of against COVID. And so we have been collaborating, for example, with under the leadership of the special representative of the SG. We just released Mask and Parade, which has been quite a great success. We did it in close collaboration with the artists to demonstrate that together as one entity, we can continue to raise awareness, bring visibility, but also respond to the needs, the financial needs of the artisans who are really in great need of financial means. In the field of communication, that's the biggest part in which UNESCO have a very important role, raising awareness, ensuring that disinformation, because during these 3 months of COVID, we have seen that people have been given false informations from a lot of fake news, which we have to fight against it. We have to bring in reliable source of information and ensure that the content of the information is also made available. So all of those elements into place, you see that it requires really quite a lot of us. So we do it not only in Mali, we do it globally, as UNESCO, its presence is worldwide. And in the field of social and human science, we ensure that youth involvement is very active. Social cohesion, social needs are really addressed in a fairly manner, and that issues of discriminations and violence against young girls and women during this period of COVID have expanded. We try to address those issues in collaboration with other UN agencies. So you see that really the framework of our actions are diverse, but they are necessary and effective in close collaboration with other UN partners and also other buyers and donors that contribute in one way or the other for the effectiveness of our fight against COVID-19.
Okay, all right, so thank you very much for that. But we want to know now, actually, with this COVID-19, that as you said previously, and there are some children in some areas like the north of Mali actually is is affected by the terrorism actually. So which kind of strategy UNESCO has taken to make sure that those children over there that access to education, despite they are planning the broadcast, they are teaching by television, but those people in the north or south of Bamako, they are not access to television in terms of connection. So which kind of strategies UNESCO has taken to help them to have access to education?
You mean during this period?
Yeah, during this period.
During this period, it's a challenge. We, through our representatives' office in various cities, when information technology is limited, we have one means of communication that is classic, it's old, but it's very effective, it's radio. You will find that most of the population have access to radio. And so it will be radio, communicating through radio, passing information, including educational information through radio system, is been really quite essential in reaching out. Now, those young people, there are many issues that they face. One of the reasons why the extremists try to really recuperate them is also because they are in great financial needs. Their access to job opportunities are limited, access to proper education are limited, and so it's become a cycle in which then they are kind of caught up and they seem to have no other ways but just to get into balance. And so we need to address both issues: capacity building of those young people, providing training for jobs that would enable them to generate, to earn income, easy incomes, so that they could then not be the prey for all those extremist groups, while at the same time really contribute to the socio-economic development of their communities. We young people also, we have been running a program on peace, social cohesion, which has been quite very successful also in sensitizing their role in mutual understanding and appreciation of one another.
All right, so thank you very much for that. Now we know that this pandemic, we are all fighting against it. So now we want to know whether that UNESCO has a project for post-COVID-19. We want to know the preparation that you have. If you have a plan now after COVID-19, which kind of projects UNESCO has right now, which can help the youth people of Mali especially to move forward?
Programs, we have many programs. We don't just have one program, we have many programs. And also in collaboration with other UN agencies, we have many programs. One of the programs that we would like to put in place is the diaspora. We are persuaded the Malian diaspora have an important role to play in contributing into the socio-economic development of Mali. So one of the projects that we plan to do is to identify qualified Malian who live in the diaspora, to facilitate their access into the country, to mentor young people in different fields of competence that are needed here in Mali. And the condition is they could provide their skills and knowledge using local languages. So not only that they know the country, they speak the language, but they also have all the cultures and the values already in them to be able to take them into account while addressing the population and really meeting the needs. So we've considered this would be one of the biggest projects that we're planning to implement with OEM and all other UN agencies as a move also to gradually enable Mali, the children of Mali, both those who are in the country, those who are abroad, to join hands in rebuilding the nation, one of the greatest nations of Africa.
That's a great initiative. We really appreciate it. Now, because of time, we want to know that we have a journal in English. We interview now from Energie TV. It's like an innovation. So we want to know your impression about the journal in English in Mali.
No, I think it has been quite a very positive element to find out that there is an English version of English TV station here in Mali when you have neighbors that speak English. So definitely it is a must to have, especially addressing to the young people. It is essential. English is the language of business today. English is the language of information and technology. So having basic knowledge of English is essential in one's education as well as job opportunities, and both in the land and also abroad. So I think that Energie TV is a solution not only to those who like to listen to English medias and reporting, but also it is an opportunity for those who want to exercise their English skill to improve it. So it is an educational platform which I congratulate really the president and the board of the Energie TV for the work that they do, and I want just to commend them for the work that they continue to do, and I'm very optimistic that the fruits, the mobilizations and the involvement will continue to increase. The quality of programs will also be enhanced, and many young people like you yourself will continue to really play a significant role in this TV.
Thank you very much for that. We know that you are so very busy, so now we want to know if you have a last word to the audience, especially the youth, from this pandemic of coronavirus. If you have a last word to the population.
Stay safe. This pandemic is not a fatality, but in all crises there are always opportunities to come out strong and to come out better, and I think we can use this present crisis as a means and a way to make Mali better and greater, just like as the President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta highlighted. We believe that whether it is the problem of security in the north or in the central part or the pandemic, this is not to the measurement of the greatness of Mali. Mali is a great country. Mali have witnessed great chapters in its history, and we are persuaded that Mali will come out of this crisis strong, greater, and even more powerful than it has been. And we remain optimistic, and that's the reason we're here. And we all wish to you, youth, which are we like to say the leaders of tomorrow, but you're already in position. Let's take, each one of us take our responsibility and make this country a great country again.
Thank you very much. Once again, we would like to thank you very much for giving us this good opportunity to come and interview you. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the end of today's Energy Guest, in which I'm really excited to present it. So, thank you very much. Next time, next Sunday, the same time on the same channel, Energie TV, the change of environment. Great, ladies and gentlemen, these were our today actuality and our today guest, in which is a pleasure for us to present it. Because of this pandemic of coronavirus, we say it and we come back it. Protect yourselves and protect others. See you soon next Sunday, the same time on the same channel, Energie TV, the change of environment.